Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again. And this is the game War in the Pacific Advance Edition. This is my play-by-email match against KilRoy. He's the commander of the Allied forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. Some Chinese forces are taking a base back in China. I had no troops left to cover, but it's a question of time I can catch him and retake this. Here is emerging my damaged ships. Before I had them split up, or the PC did this for the program, and I decided that I better keep these ships all in one task force and running for my port to return. I was a little worried that after this super aggressive sneaky attack from KilRoy that maybe he tries the same and catch my damaged ship somewhere with not really much escorts. But that was a very lucky operation maybe for him at the end. I control the sea and air, so very similar to the Americans maybe in 44. Every movement of the Allies now around New Caledonian is highly risky for him. And I also try to get rid of this one last buffalo at the Marshall Islands. Maybe not today. Counterattacks in China. Against the British. And here is my Helen 2A. So this is already the first model I will use for Helen. Is this with armament, but not this not the strong heavy caliber machine guns. So it is protected, but cannot really defend against incoming aircraft. Not that a twin engine bomber really have a chance against the interceptor, but at least a chance on paper. More bombardments, more disruption. Most of these units are all disabled, so that my army forces can more easily wipe them off the board. Ground attacks. KilRoy also try his best to suppress my units. So long you have supplies, you can always get the disabled units back to active duty. If you're running out of supplies, your disabled units are also dying. And these are some new aircraft showing up, but this is bombardment and jungle rough terrain, so I not really try this. This will maybe create fatigue and lower the morale of the units, but not really creating direct damage. So, bombardment in Nanchang. Bombardment on Ceylon. And now I try to attack here with Imperial Guard unit. This forces and I force them out of the hex. So far I understand KilRoy cannot go north because I think I control this border hex. I'm not so sure. So KilRoy had to more or less I think move east, and then this way. I'm not so sure. He tried to normally escape here to the north, but this is all open terrain, so this way he cannot stay here or I bomb him to death. So he I think he tried to escape here again to the mountains. Uh, Yeah, but not all of his units, I think, left the hex. So I was able to catch these 3 units and now force them out of the hex. But all of these units are very broken and original from Rangoon. They're escaping the siege of Rangoon. I was not able to trap them there, but they never reached the British border at India. So they are still more or less trapped and dying now very slowly. This is what you normally not try to do, is in the rough terrain to operate your tanks, but still working. More bombardments and end of turn. So, China. Oh, let's first check the casualties of the day. All ops losses. So, one of my outgoing 0 or maybe wherever this was, there must be my option. This over Marshall Islands can be everywhere. But some ops losses, but no pilot loss. Good. Ship sunk. Yeah, no activity more. Nothing left for KilRoy to lose these days. I'm closing in to try to reopen this one small road. I also close in here with my bigger second army. So I have here more or less one army blocking the Chinese at Nanchang and holding here. One is operating here behind the line and cleaning up the Aichang army of China. This is broken already. Well, there's not much left. I have a battle group operating here at the border to China, and then I have my other bigger army normally for Sichuan operations. And with the minimum amount of units I have left over is I try to open the pass over the Himalaya, plus my mini army for Mongolia. But this is only one HQ and one division. It's enough to operate this. Don't need more. So the British are again kicked out, now in open clear terrain, so I can use all my air power to attack and suppress and take out as much as possible of this already broken British army. And you can also see I control all the hexes, so normally no supplies can enter this hex. Means nothing what is disabled can return to active duty. So Nomaya and one New Caledonian. I see here nothing more. One ship, 2 ships in port, cargo ships, and maybe 1 AM for anti-submarine duty, something like this. And my task force is returning to Tulagi. Because in Tulagi I have a repair ship, then I can fix some damage faster. And what is more seriously damaged, I will maybe bring first to Truk. Then in Truk I have a second repair ship. Japan only starts with 2 repair ships, so I have 1 in Truk for more or less second line duty, and 1 is in Tulagi. In Truk you also have this mini shipyard. It's not on the map. it's a support ship, more or less. It's this RDD, so it's a repair ship dock. Yeah, it goes so. You cannot build this, so far as saying there's only this one ship at the start of the war, and you cannot really build any second one. It's a dock, you cannot move it around, and it's working only for destroyers, but even not the top destroyers. So submarines and second line destroyers you can fix here. Cargo ships, cruisers is all too big. You can see ship lift capacity, so you can also get here the heavy destroyers, but nothing else. So destroyers and submarines, but no cruisers and nothing else. So it is okay. This will repair flotation damage, and this can only repair flotation damage so far. I know nothing else. It's really only. But I never try anything else, because if you have more damage, most of the time I try to fix the system damage, because system damage is more or less like emergency repair, and keeps the ship afloat, and then I always bring them back to Yokohama or Kure and Hiroshima. Here are the big shipyards with 190. You can also use Kobe. It's only simply management. Good. Anything else I can discuss? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. You can also see here my vehicles, because I normally always increase a little the vehicle production, but this is related to how strong. Again, scenario 1. This is not scenario 2, so there's really difference. Japan is lacking the capacity to replace lost tanks and upgrade the tanks. There are many upgrades the Japanese have, even if it's only like a shitty light tank changing to a shitty light tank. You still must upgrade them to get them a little better. So keep here your eyes, and I put here a little investment to get a little more capacity and pool points. Of course, if you have high losses in China with your tanks or wherever, then you need more points. Armament, I never increase. This is also related to, if you lose a lot of infantry, you need more armament. Engine production, yeah. I still, because I did this first at the end of the month, I think I had to change the 32 to 33 long ago. Again, scenario 1, you can see the limitation of really factories you have to use is so hard to really focus. It's impossible to really push all of these engines at the same time to get the 500 bonus. I have now the 35 in bonus, I have the 34 in bonus, I also have the 32 in bonus, and the 33 is also in bonus. But it's very hard to maintenance the engine output to feed R&D and air production. Normally you can only choose to make R&D or aircraft production. I cannot really feed both. This is working well so far. I have here the A6M5 still going, because A6M5 is based on the 35. This is not the issue, but in the moment, and this is now close coming, I mean, I need only to push this to June, and then I will change this to M8, and then all these factories will consume not more 35 engines. We have 3 plants running, and you can see the output is much higher compared to this one factory with 33. That is the bottleneck here for me. And with scenario 1, you really must care what you are doing and what you're not doing. At least if you want to have a higher efficiency. So that is a one big change. And in the future I will also have maybe issues with my Tojos. If my Tojo is going online, I even have maybe not enough capacity for my H34. I stopped here a little too early. I could go here maybe for output of 400 engine. Of course this costs you all supplies. And the problem is, in scenario 1, you have never enough supplies. So where you invest your supplies is critical and crucial. You go for maximum R&D, maximum engine production, maximum air production, or you want to build more heavy industry at the start of the war, or you want to repair all your oil and refineries at the beginning of the war as soon as possible. You cannot do all at the same time. If you try everything at the same time, you will have issues. Good. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.